this is a game that I am really excited to see. We have the San Francisco 49ers traveling on the road to take on the Detroit Lions. Now, the 49ers are a 7.5 point favorite to win this game. Now, if you were to ask Detroit Lions fans, what advantage do they have going into this game? A lot of Lions fans are going to tell you the advantage that we have, JT, is the fact that we have a new head coach. And you say, okay, you have Dan Campbell, who I like a lot. Okay, what advantage is he going to bring in this game? Well, they're going to tell you we have the advantage that the 49ers don't have no film on us. They don't know what we're going to do. They don't know what our tendencies are, what we like to do on defense. They don't know how often we like to blitz, how often we play man coverage, how often we play zone coverage. They don't know how often we like to run the ball to either the left side or the right side. They don't know how often we like to run counter run plays. They don't know how often we like to run power run plays, zone run plays. They really don't know anything about us, JT. And with that, I kind of understand where Lions fans are coming from when you have that sense of unpredictability. You don't really know what to expect if you are the 49ers coaching staff. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't really think the new coaching staff for Detroit and them being unpredictable and the 49ers not having film on them is going to be the reason why Detroit wins or loses this game. And the reason why I say that is because I actually went back, because I hear this pretty often. Every time a team has a new head coach, people always say, you don't really know what to expect. So I actually had my stats and info department run this by me, and the stats and info department actually is me, and actually looked up records for new head coaches with new teams. And those coaches over the last 3 years have a combined record of 2 wins, 17 losses, and 1 tie. In 2020, the first year head coaches, or the new head coaches last year, went 1-4. Ron Rivera, Matt Rule, Kevin Stefanski, Joe Judge, and Mike McCarthy went 1-4 last year in their week 1 debuts. 2019, the head coaches who made their week 1 debuts, they went 1-6-1. You had Cliff Kingsbury, who ended up having that week 1 tie with the Detroit Lions that year. Then in 2018, the new head coaches of that year went 0-7. So if we're going by statistics and analytics over the last couple of seasons, first year head coaches or head coaches on new teams haven't really had a lot of success when it comes to week 1. And also another argument that I kind of have against the whole claim of having a new coaching staff, you have a sense of unpredictability, is there are 32 teams in the NFL, right? And nearly every offseason, half those teams either bring in new head coaches, they fire their old head coach, they hire a new head coach, and either you have them replace their offensive coordinator or your defensive coordinator. So when you look at the 49ers, DeMeco Ryans is their new defensive coordinator. He's going to be replacing Robert Saleh. So I could say that, okay, the Detroit Lions offense is at a disadvantage because you don't really know what to expect from DeMeco Ryans' defense, because for all we know, his defense could be ran completely different from what Robert Saleh runs. Same thing for the Buffalo Bills. They could be at a disadvantage defensively because the Pittsburgh Steelers have a new offensive coordinator in Matt Canada. So I really don't buy the logic that the Lions have a slight advantage because the 49ers don't really have any film on what the 49ers or what the Detroit Lions like to do, what their tendencies are. And these new head coaches are 2-17-1. So the stats don't really back the claim up that, the 49ers are going to be at a disadvantage because they don't really know what to expect. But if you are a Lions fan and you're looking for a legitimate, reason for why you could win this game, I really like the defensive line for Detroit against the offensive line for the San Francisco 49ers when it comes to passing situations. If Detroit can shut down the run of San Francisco and they can get San Francisco into a situation where they have to beat you throwing the ball 30 to 40 times, then I think this game drastically favors the Detroit Lions. Now, you may be like, okay, JT, The Lions secondary isn't all that great if you're a 49ers fan, which I will agree, but I don't think the secondary is bad. I definitely like their corners. I still do have confidence in Jeff Okudah. I do like Emmanuel Rourier a lot, but I don't trust the back end of the secondary, especially the safety position for Detroit. That really concerns me. But I do like Emmanuel Rourier and I do like Jeff Okudah. But the main reason why I think this game could tilt Detroit's way if the 49ers have to win this game by throwing the football, simply for the fact that that defensive line that Detroit has this year is going to be really solid, and their pass rush is really overrated. You have the Okura brothers, you still have Trey Flowers. So, I mean, like, I really like the pass rush for Detroit against the pass protection for the 49ers if the 49ers have to win this game throwing the football. And by the way, I don't really think there's a high chance that Trey Lance plays in this game or starts, simply for the fact that he's had like a thumb injury that he had to have like some slight surgery for. So I doubt that he's going to play in this game. So I'm expecting Jimmy Garoppolo to be the starting quarterback in this game. And if Jimmy Garoppolo has to win this game by airing the football out 30-40 times, I think this game tilts towards the favor of the Detroit Lions. Now, when you look at the 49ers, okay, what is the advantage that you have going against Detroit? Okay, well, I think the biggest advantage is going to be the linebackers of Detroit aren't really all that great. Not only are they not great against the run, but they're also not really all that great in pass coverage. So when you look at the 49ers, and you're Kyle Shanahan, you're going to come out and you're going to try to get that run game going. And you shouldn't really have that difficult of a time, because I don't really think Detroit's run defense is going to be all that greatly improved. So if the 49ers can come out here and get the run game going and you're able to control time possession, you can keep Detroit's defense on the field and you can keep their offense off the field, you're going to have a pretty good chance of winning this game, because that's pretty much what San Francisco likes to do. This is a team that wants to run the football 30-40 times down your throat. And if I'm Kyle Shanahan, I'm going to try to... If I was Kyle Shanahan, my first 3 plays would be run plays, because I want for Detroit to show me just how improved that run defense is. You can talk all you want to. Lions fans are going to say, yeah, we got a new staff. Our run defense is going to be as bad as what it was last year. Our defense is going to be improved, and all that's good, but I want you to prove it to me on that first drive. So if I'm Kyle Shanahan and I'm calling the plays for San Francisco, I'm running the football until Detroit can show me they can stop it. Then on top of that, okay, you have Nick Bosa coming back. He pretty much missed the whole entire season last year, and I'm really intrigued in seeing how Penei Sewell plays in this game, because he's either going to be matched up against either Nick Bosa or Arik Armstead. And Penei Sewell, I don't think he had as bad as a preseason as a lot of people try to make it out to be. I think that he kind of struggled during the preseason, simply for the fact that he was learning that right tackle position, because I believe when he came out of Oregon, he played left tackle, and you just can't really make the transition from left tackle to right tackle or right tackle to left tackle and think that there's not going to be a little bit of a learning curve, because a lot of people think that. And it's not as easy as what a lot of people think. This just isn't Madden when you can go ahead and change your positions of your offensive tackles. Like, there's a learning curve, okay? Like, there's a different technique from playing left tackle than it is from playing right tackle, vice versa. There's a different technique from playing right tackle to left tackle. So, of course, Penei Sewell was going to have some struggles earlier in making the switch. But I do think that he has to have a pretty good game. And the reason why I say that is because offensive tackle is one of the most underrated and one of the most important positions in all of football. And I'm not saying underrated in terms of, it's not that important, because it really is important. I'm just saying underrated in terms of how the media looks at it, okay? Like, if somebody has a bad offensive tackle, of course, everybody's going to call it out. But a lot of people don't realize how many wins having a good offensive tackle means. If you have a great offensive tackle, you're probably going to end up winning 2-3 games solely based off that. Meanwhile, if you have a bad offensive tackle, you probably could end up losing 3 games because of it. Offensive tackle is one of the most important positions in all of football, and it isn't talked about enough because it equates to more wins. So when you look at Penei Sewell, he's going to be matched up against one of the more premier pass rushers and Nick Bosa or either Arik Armstead. So I think that it's really important that he ends up having a really big game, because if he doesn't and he has a week 1 where he struggles, like how we kind of saw him struggle in the preseason earlier on a couple of weeks ago, then that's going to be really big, because those plays that Penei Sewell struggles in could result in a sack. It could end up being a big sack in the red zone or a big sack on third down. Like, I think it's really important that Penei Sewell performs really well, and I'm really intrigued to see how he handles himself making his first official NFL debut in the regular season. Now, how will the 49ers defense look with new defensive coordinator DeMeco Ryans? Are we going to see a drop off, or will the 49ers pick up right from where they left off last year? Because Robert Saleh did a really phenomenal and fantastic job with this defense last year. And we know how good of a coach and a defensive mind that Robert Saleh is. But last year was really phenomenal because you had a lot of injuries. And despite the fact that you had a lot of injuries and you were pretty much picking guys off the street, the 49ers still managed to have a really elite and great defense. So I want to see if this defense is going to have a drop off under DeMeco Ryans. Now, for those of you guys who are not familiar with DeMeco Ryans, he formerly used to be a really solid linebacker in this league a couple of years ago. And I want to see, what is his philosophy going to be? Is he going to blitz a little bit more often than Robert Saleh? Is he going to call zone a little bit more often than Robert Saleh? Is he going to play man-to-man coverage a little bit more than Robert Saleh? We really don't know how this defense and what his philosophy is when it comes to calling plays defensively. Now, for Detroit, since they are the underdog in this game, what do the Lions have to do to pull off the upset? Well, I think the most important thing that the Detroit Lions have to do if they're going to have a chance of pulling off the upset is they're going to have to be able to win on those early downs. They're going to have to be able to win on first and second down and get the 49ers into third and long situations. And the reason why I think that's very important is because I don't think that the 49ers offensive line is as good as what a lot of people think that it is. And you're going against a really formidable pass rush that the Detroit Lions possess. So if the Detroit Lions can get the 49ers into third and long situations, obvious passing situations, then you play right into the strength of their defense, which is going to be their ability to create and get pressure on the quarterback. Versus if you can't win on those early downs, if you can't win on first and second down, and you put the 49ers in a situation on third down where they're looking at a third and short, third and 3, third and 4, then they still have the opportunity to still pick up the first down by running the football. So if you're Detroit, you have to get them into those third and long situations and take away their ability to run the football, which is easier said than done. Now, of course, we still have to talk about George Kittle, who also missed a good amount of the season last year due to injuries. Listen, you're not going to stop George Kittle. You can double team him. You can do whatever you want to do. A lot of people always, like, it's just so cliche, okay? Like, every time somebody faces a good wide receiver or a good tight end, the fans always go in the comment section, oh man, we're just going to double team him. Like, it doesn't work that way, okay? And then for Detroit, you're not going to stop George Kittle. The best you can do is, try to contain him. George Kittle is still going to get his. And on top of that, not only is he going to be a focal point in the passing game, he's also one of the best run blocking tight ends in the league. So George Kittle is going to have somewhat of an impact on this game, rather it be in the run blocking department or in the passing game. I don't really think that the Detroit Lions are going to try to stop him. I think they're just going to try to neutralize him, okay? Like, there's not really a game plan to stopping George Kittle. You just have to try to do the best that you can, okay? So the Detroit Lions' main focus should be going all out, stacking the box, trying to force the 49ers to beat you throwing the football. If the 49ers have to win this game by throwing the ball 30, 40 times with Jimmy Garoppolo, I think the Detroit Lions have a very good chance of pulling off the upset, but I'm going to end up going with the 49ers to win this game. I know Lions fans are really excited about having, all their fans back due to COVID, and I definitely feel like that's going to be a big advantage, but at the same time, I feel like the 49ers are going to be able to win this game simply for the fact that I don't really think that the Lions' run defense is going to be all that improved. I'm still not really high on the linebackers, and I think that's going to be a really big issue because I don't think that the Detroit Lions are going to be able to stop that run game. I think the 49ers are going to be able to run the football at will And I think they're going to be able to win the time of possession battle. And that's why I'm going to take the 49ers to win this game. But I am going to take Detroit with the under. I don't think that the 49ers are going to cover. I think that this is going to be a really close game. And I think the final score is going to be San Francisco 21 and Detroit 17 is my final score prediction for the 49ers taking on the Detroit Lions. So you guys let me know who you guys have winning that game down in the comment section down below.